Welcome back to the Reptile Report. I'm Morgan Vasquez. On this week's edition, our reporting team covered esports, club sports, and musicians on campus. Let's get into it.
From the College of Journalism and Communications at the University of Florida, this is the Reptile Report.
Video games aren't just a hobby anymore. They are now a multi-billion-dollar industry, and that global phenomenon is changing what it means to be a student athlete right here in Gainesville. We take you inside the Gators' new state-of-the-art facility to see how the UF esports team is building a competitive program from the ground up.
We have had people that have been scouted. We're playing against the best collegiate teams in the country.
That's their job on the esports team, to be good.
I need to die instantly.
It's really nerve-wracking.
I'm just frontlining. I'm backing up.
I feel kind of special in a way.
Power. Nice.
Esports is one of the largest growing industries, and at the collegiate level, it's no exception.
Some of our games are fielding 5+ teams, so especially UF esports has grown so much in the last few years, so it is really great to see.
What was once a niche early 2000s subculture has since grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry.
You will never see a finer round of search and destroy in your life.
Its market is now projected to reach nearly $5 billion by the end of 2025.
Trying for a different spot. Oh no!
With a global audience of just over 435 million in 2020, that total is expected to soar, topping a whopping 640 million this year.
It's definitely grown over the years.
I'm backing up for heels.
Esports has been growing in Gainesville too.
Ready? I'm gonna break him. Ready, breaking.
Especially with the creation of the new Gator Esports Center located in the Rights Union.
Focus the res.
The University of Florida's Esports Club has recently been admitted to NECC Division I,
Who's diving with me?
the highest level in the league, and they now have a brand new state-of-the-art facility to match.
2 incidents in 1 game. So we're very excited about that. It means that our games are going to be really hard, but it means that we're at the highest division for collegiate you can be at. So,
An urban and regional planning major here at the University of Florida, Lucas Beasley, is now working on his master's. He is now the president of the Esports Club, and he's been a dedicated member since his sophomore year.
UF collegiate sports in general is just a really good opportunity to experience a competitive environment with a team and bond with your team and all of the facets that come with just being on a team.
Now that I'm here, with this esports team, I'm able to kind of show my talents to everyone else, and they're able to help me improve.
The club gives gamers the perfect opportunity to hone their skills and foster the drive to compete.
I think especially our top teams, there's a lot of passion and everyone wants to win. That's something in all of our games, everyone wants to win, especially if we're playing against another college.
We are up against Florida.
In September 2025, the team went up against Indiana Tech in a best-of-5 match. UF Orange found themselves down 0-2. Starting to rally back, they won games 3 and 4.
UF Orange is going to be pressing 2 more ultimates.
Then came game 5.
Yeah, UF Orange, forced to be reckoned with.
The team was so hyped. There was so much energy. Everyone was yelling. It was just really, really fun and really, really cool to see everyone at that energy.
And here with esports, you're able to show millions of viewers about wow, look at how these guys play. Look at these strategies they're building up.
Another key member of the club, Xavier Ruiz, has been gaming since he was in elementary school, and like many collegiate athletes, his drive to master his skills brought him to the perfect place to compete.
The most rewarding part, I would say, is honestly just improving your skills.
Peter Black gets a huge chunk out of Thomas is gonna fall. One more shot could do it.
It hasn't always been this way. For many years, esports was a niche hobby enjoyed only by the most passionate gamers, often dismissed at a time when video games were not seen as a legitimate talent.
Beforehand, it was kind of a stigma to say that playing video games took no skill at all. All you had to do was press buttons.
But ladies and gentlemen, there's no way anyone beats him.
Gamers, however, have made strong progress proving doubters wrong. it takes much more than just holding a controller. At the collegiate level, they aren't just gamers, they're dedicated athletes.
It requires lots of strategy and tactics, and that's what lots of people overlook when looking at the esports scene.
We scrim two to three times a week and then have a game once a week.
The UF Orange team, like in any sport, takes a large part of their time to train hard, fleshing out the skills they need to stay in top shape for the next match.
It is a skill you can hone, and obviously there's practice and training, so it has all of the framework of a sport. There's a lot of reaction speed involved, and there is some physical elements to it. We have the competitive sport environment that I think a lot of students are looking for.
I like it a lot that now the esports talents are being recognized.
Now that the UF team has the gamers with the skills to compete and a state-of-the-art center to satisfy their needs, the Gators are looking to send their talent to the next level.
We haven't had any students become actual pro players, but it's only a matter of time.
Still, like the game you're playing, whether it be League of Legends, whether it be Marvel Rivals here, it's still like a way to show your talents to the world.
The rise of esports is rewriting the rules of what it means to be a college athlete. It's a compelling sport, a thriving industry, and a tight-knit community here in Gainesville.
I want people to know that there is a esports sport on campus. We are always looking to add new people.
Esports is only going up from here. It's not going to go down. And maybe even at one point down the future, way down, it might even overtake regular sports.
In March, under new legislative direction, the University of Florida closed its DEI offices and fired DEI-related faculty members. While official inclusive spaces on campus are slowly disappearing, through student organizations and sports teams, diverse communities continue to thrive. I had the opportunity this past week to engage with one such team, Fuel, the Florida women's ultimate frisbee team.
We will not care about your experience level. We won't care what you look like, where you came from. You can just come out and play, and we're just happy you're there. Frisbee is such an odd sport. I love it. I mean weird in the best way possible. I think weird is a great word. I would consider my own personal self weird, and maybe that's why I click with the sport. But it's definitely non-traditional, and I think gaining popularity is relatively new for it, but definitely weird. I mean, the team names are weird, the people are weird, and I love that. It's honestly my favorite thing.
Behind me is Fuel and Fuego, UF's women and non-binary club ultimate frisbee team. The team is known for being an inclusive space, whether on Diesel, the developmental team, or Fuel, the tournament team. In Gainesville, the LGBTQ community has felt the weight of a difficult few months. From battles of political messages trying to cover up expressions of love in Normie Tunnel to the removal of the city's rainbow sidewalks over the summer, the climate has left many searching for a space where they can breathe, belong, and just be themselves. For years, Florida's elite Ultimate Ladies has created a space where joy outweighs judgment and where teammates can show up fully as themselves. Getting the word out about Fuel can be difficult as they do not often have a base of high school athletes to pull from. Instead, they dedicate themselves to tabling over the summer and showcasing their uplifting friendships and demonstrating that athletics does not have to be intimidating, but instead a fun confidence builder.
We usually have to pull from people that are looking for something new, or maybe are on the outskirts of traditional society in the sport area, and that they just have never played, so they don't know what they're getting into. You won't find, I think, you might find other sports similar, but I think genuinely we have some of the best environment that you can come out, because since it is a self-officiating sport, it builds so much confidence. Oh my gosh, college you build a lot of confidence, but playing for this team, you build so much confidence.
Ultimate Frisbee is almost just as much about the community as it is the sport.
one of our things is like L is for the love, and it's like how much that we appreciate the members of our team, no matter like who you are, where you come from, like what your background is. Like it is a very like loving and nurturing environment. Women's ultimate specifically is like really cultures this like spirit of the game is a really big part of it that I think shows out more than other clubs, maybe other sports. And how it works is that both teams, when competing, like emphasize, like we have like spirit captains like for these reasons. And so there's this like really big thing of like, you know, inclusivity and making sure that like everyone like has like good spirit of the game. And like, yes, you both are like competing and you could still be competitive, but you could still do that in like being a good sport, right? And like having that good sportsmanship. So I think like that culture is like really, really cool and like kind of what sets like Ultimate apart. Like we have like little spirit prizes at the end of games where people can like shout out different people and like give little prizes. So like that's like a really unique part that I like about it. College is just great in the first place, but to be able to like find these like spaces, like inclusive spaces where you can really just get to like meet other people and just kind of like, you know, just learn more about them. Like everybody's so different. Everybody comes from different backgrounds. I feel like it's really important for people to be exposed to that. And I think college is a great way, but I think even more so inclusive spaces, you know, like sports, like other clubs and orgs that offer those kind of safe spaces are really important for people to like, you know, utilize. Especially being comfortable enough to kind of like show myself and then, you know, like on the lines, like as we're like cheering for our teammates, kind of just being like silly, goofy and like things like that, but like, you know, still like supporting your teammates. That's when I like really felt like I'm really enjoying these people that I get to spend my time with, and I want to see them grow and I want to see them, you know, like be competitive and do well in this sport. And so that's when I like really felt like I was myself. Just because I think a lot of people can get tunneled into a life they don't really want or they aren't really for, just because they're in a space that's guiding them towards that. Whenever in reality, I think if a lot more people joined inclusive spaces, they could find themselves maybe a bit easier. It's definitely just really important to be able to let loose and like be free, because everyone deserves a chance to be themselves throughout the day, and everyone deserves a chance to be themselves when they're not by themselves. Like you deserve to be yourself around other people, so other people can see how awesome and weird and cool you are. So, yeah.
Florida Ultimate! Fantastic!
September marks the start of Hispanic Heritage Month, a time to recognize the contributions of Hispanic and Latino communities across the country. Here at the University of Florida, Hispanic athletes have left their mark on Gator history, from legends of the past to today's current stars.
For decades, Gator Nation has celebrated the talent and impact of Hispanic athletes. Some of the earliest trailblazers include Carlos Alvarez, the Cuban Comet who became a star receiver after his family fled Havana in 1960. He remains Florida's all-time receiving leader with more than 2,500 yards and records that still stand. Ralph Ortega followed as a dominant linebacker, helping Florida to a historic win against Auburn in 1973. Ortega earned All-American honors in 1974 and became a face of the Gators' defense. In the pool, Dara Torres, Ricardo Monasterio, and Alberto Mestre showcased Cuban and Venezuelan pride. Torres won 12 Olympic medals, including 4 gold, and captured 9 NCAA titles at Florida. Monasterio and Mestre dominated their events, represented their countries, and left lasting legacies in Gator swimming. Aurea Cruz shined in volleyball, leading Florida to 4 SEC titles in the 2003 National Championship match. Cruz graduated as the Gators' all-time leader in kills, points, and remains among program greats. Al Herford from the Dominican Republic helped Florida to back-to-back basketball national championships in 2006 and 2007. He became an NBA first-round pick and built a career including 5 All-Star selections. Eddie Piñero, of Cuban and Nicaraguan descent, switched from soccer to kicking and quickly made history. He set Florida's all-time record with an 88% field goal conversion rate over 2 seasons. Alessia Ocasio dominated softball, winning 71 career games, striking out 549 batters, and throwing a postseason no-hitter. She also contributed offensively, driving in 73 runs and ranking top 10 all-time in triples. On the golf course, Camilo Villegas led Florida to the 2001 SEC title and earned first-team All-SEC honors. He later won 4 PGA Tour events, including the 2008 Tour Championship, and reached a top 10 world ranking. Argentina's Alejandro Tosti followed, becoming an All-American, winning multiple tournaments and competing on the international stage. Tosti turned professional in 2018, won the Korn Ferry Tour, and secured his PGA Tour card. Golfer Marina Escobar was a steady leader. She continued to earn clutch finishes, including top 10 performances at conference and regional championship tournaments. Today, that tradition continues. Florida is home to more than 500 student athletes, and of that number, 46, or about 9%, are Hispanic. Basketball is represented by Jonuel Fland of Dominican descent, Irvin Clavzar, who was raised in Spain, and Isaiah Brown, who brings his Puerto Rican roots to the court. Soccer features Paloma Peña of Puerto Rico, and gymnastics welcomes Alisa Arana, who represents both Nicaragua and Cuba. On the green, golf brings a global connection to U.S. Hispanic heritage. Paula Francisco, a junior from Spain, is carrying on that legacy. Francisco led the women's golf team last year, winning almost every match in the SEC Championship and having the lowest stroke average. For her, representing Spain on the golf course is about more than competition. It's about culture, family, and inspiring future generations of Hispanic athletes.
As a Spanish, I think we started playing in a national team, and that learned us how to play with passion, and I'm being proud that we're Spanish, so I think I carry that in the golf course whenever I play here in the States, just being proud of who I am and where I come from. Well, I hope we can win a few national tournaments and SEC tournaments before I leave. But I hope when people think or see my name, think about someone that played with a lot of passion, gave her 100% of the course, and I don't know, made people happy and laugh here and there.
For today's Hispanic Gators, competing isn't just about winning. It's about inspiring the next generation and carrying forward their heritage.
I would tell them to follow their dreams and never give up on whatever they're doing. I think this sport is difficult enough, so just follow the dreams and have fun.
That legacy is something current athletes say they're proud to join.
I know all the Spanish, well, the last 2-3 Spanish that were here in this golf team, so I think that's pretty special. I got to play in the same team as one of them, and it was just awesome to see that you had something in common with them that you didn't have with other people, and it just makes it feel like warm and a piece of home here in the States. Everyone that I've known in other teams or that played here before me, it's just, you feel that you already know them without even talking to them, so it's a pretty cool feeling. I think the more I play with the Gators, the more I feel. You just appreciate a lot the people you have around you, your teammates, your coaches, and I mean, this amazing school, so it means a lot, and it makes me play with a lot of passion.
As Gator Nation celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month, the past and present remind us that Hispanic athletes are not only part of UF's history, but they are also building its future. From the football field to the golf course, their impact stretches across sports and generations. For Gator Nation, Hispanic Heritage Month is more than a celebration, it's a tradition of excellence.
Social media has been on the rise for many years, and it's affected the way that we as a society receive our news. Sports news is no exception. The rise of social media in sports has affected players and fans alike. How has this change affected them on a personal level? I seek to answer that question last week. Here's what I found.
With less people watching cable and more people scrolling through social media, sports media has had to adapt and overcome. How has this change affected players and fans alike? Basketball enthusiast Brody Rogers shares his thoughts on the matter.
My dad grew up playing basketball, and I love Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Just love everything about basketball and the way that's played. I have so much basketball on my feed. It's like almost the only thing that's on. I see so many things of the players on the inside and how their off season's going and what they're doing in their personal lives, all that stuff. When I see people's inside lives, it makes me like them more as a player. And then when I see them on the court, it's a whole different experience. I just know what goes on in their inside life, and it's just a cool feeling.
Caleb McKinley was a manager for the UF men's basketball team from 2017 to 2022. He shares his thoughts on how this change affected the players and him as a fan.
Hi, my name is Caleb McKinley, and I worked for the Florida men's basketball team as a student manager and graduate assistant from 2017 to about 2022. A part of that was seeing how they interacted with media. You know, I didn't directly be a part of media, but I was able to see how players handled media. And when we were on the road, when I was a part of it, I would say that there was kind of some main outlets, like you had ESPN and then your local, like WCJB, some local stations that would pick up these things. And that's kind of where your interviews would go. They'd be kind of long form media instead of the short form that we see nowadays. Social media, so like Instagram or TikTok, kind of took over these media outlets. So you might have a 10 to 15 second clip of these players that they posted or that they are being interviewed on the court real quick. Instead of them sitting officially down at a press conference type of situation after a game, they're being interviewed before, after, on a podcast or anything like that. And so I feel like at home, a lot of us as fans were able to see more of an inside look at what these players are doing, what they're doing at practice, what they're doing in their daily life. And as a fan, I think I like it better. And so if I had to pick one, I would probably pick this newer age. I know there's probably a lot of people that are against it because it's just like, let's play the sport and that's it. But I like to see these players are kids, like they're just like what I was like in college, and they're just having fun. And you can kind of see it on their faces of like, man, this is what we like to do. We're answering the same questions. We're answering how we played the game and all this kind of stuff, but they're also including more information because they just kind of seem like they have more joy in doing these dances on TikTok or answering these reporters or anything like that in these kind of short form content.
Having been a fan since the 80s and a booster for several years, longtime Gator fan Dustin Busker was able to share years of experience and knowledge when it comes to the sports media world and how it's affected him throughout his walk.
I was a 90s Gator fan. I remember the 91 SEC championship. When I was like a little kid, I got all of the Gators to sign this football.
After discussing his history as a Gator fan, he then shifted his attention to how sports media has affected him the entire time.
First time watching sports media, I remember when ESPN became like a channel on cable. I can remember before, like, you had to wait the whole show to see different scores and different things. And it was probably like early 90s, Chris Berman on ESPN, Stuart Scott, Rich Eisen, those guys. ESPN was definitely better than the local news. In the 90s, they started doing like these commercials and showed them getting up with their suits and their ties on. But they would like end the show and they looked at the camera and they were like, "Good night." And they got up and they were in their gym shorts because all you could see with the desk, and then they were like bouncing a basketball across. And now you watch like Pat McAfee and like they're in tank tops. They don't even brush their hair. It's crazy because like the shows before it, they're all in suits and ties, and now you're seeing all this sports kind of go from that suit and tie to where it feels like it's me talking about football with a guy that I know.
So it seems that this change has been a welcome one to both players and fans alike. While it might not be better, per se, the change from long-form professional content to short-form, more personable content has been welcomed.
On a campus where Division I sports are everything to the fans, club sports often fly under the radar. But don't count out the hard work that it takes to be part of a club team. I had the chance to speak with members of one of UF's most popular club sports, beach volleyball. Let's hear a little bit about the team.
On the sand courts of Southwest Rec, the Gator Women's Club beach volleyball team is carving out a space where competitive drive meets community. One of the fastest growing club sports on UF's campus, the beach volleyball team brings together athletes of all backgrounds. Former high school standouts, casual players turned competitors, and students just looking to stay active in a team environment.
My name is Ellie. I'm from Naples, Florida, and I'm getting my master's in business management when I got my undergrad in economics last year. I decided to join beach volleyball because I had been an indoor player all my life, and I had heard that it's a really fun time and all the players on the team are really hardworking while also trying to improve at their sport. And so I got, dragged in by a friend, and then ever since day one, I've loved it and have never gone back.
For many beach players like Ellie, it's the friendships and camaraderie that first draw them to the team. But it's the dedication, drive for getting better, and the passion for the sport that keeps them coming back week after week.
Each practice that we have is about 3 times a week, and we have a coach, so he comes out and helps design all our practices where we can individually hone in on certain skills, whether it be passing, setting, attacking, defense, things like that. And it's a blast because everybody shows up and works really hard, and yeah, we have a lot of fun. So.
Because every member of the team is also a full-time student, evenings and afternoons are best for practice. Hours of drills and scrimmages carry the team from day into night, proof of how committed they truly are. With so much time and effort invested, strong leadership is necessary to keep them moving forward.
Hi, my name is Emery, and I'm from Lakeland, Florida. I am the female president of the beach volleyball team. My responsibilities include basically an overlook of the team and making sure everything is running smoothly, and planning tournaments, scheduling practices, recruiting members, and helping to create a community here. The tournaments, we basically have a tournament every weekend pretty much. We have some away tournaments and some home tournaments. We usually invite FSU to our home tournaments here, so we get to play against them, and then we host some fun get to know the team tournaments as well.
Founded in 2014, the team has grown from a small student-run effort into one of UF's most popular club sports, with hundreds of women expressing interest each year. That kind of turnout shows how much the sport matters here at UF, and how many players want a place to keep competing. But the vibe on the sand is different from what most of them knew in high school, and that's part of why they stick with it.
So I think that the main difference about playing in high school versus playing out here is just this is a lot more of a laid-back environment, and everybody is out to have fun, and it's very competitive still, but it's also we're out here to have a great time. I joined the team my freshman spring, and I didn't join my fall freshman year because I thought that I wanted to try a bunch of different activities, but then I found myself here every day, so then I realized I needed to join the team.
This is the story for most players, missing the sport they played for almost their whole life once they get to college. Maria, a 5-year beach volleyball club veteran, shares how her journey led her to these sandy courts.
So I played indoor for 10 years. I did club and I did high school. So I played indoor up until my senior year of high school, and then I switched over to beach that summer. And then when I got here, I saw that they were holding tryouts, and I was like, let me try to do beach since I loved indoor, but joining the indoor team would be a lot of commitment, and this is more laid back, and there's a lot more people, and I liked how you can play with only 2 people on the court, so it's easier to play with more people.
But it's about more than just a sport. Hours on the sand create a sense of trust and connection that shows up in the way that they communicate, celebrate small wins, and keep each other pushing through tough practices.
My favorite part about being on the team is definitely the culture and the hard-working nature that surrounds itself here. It's honestly people that are genuinely trying to get better every single day while also enjoying the little things in life and creating those lifelong lasting friendships while also competing really aggressively and getting better at the sport that we all love.
The girls on my team are my best friends. We do everything together. We spend every day together. If you see us in the courts, we're here from 4 to 10 o'clock, and then we go to eat. So it's pretty much the whole day spending together. So I really love this whole family that we created.
It's more than a team, it's a family.
Today we're looking inside the growing music scene at the University of Florida. For many student musicians, the journey can feel lonely, but the truth is, dozens of others across campus share the same passion and the same goals. The sound of the swamp pulls back the curtain to show that the next generation of music is already all around us.
In the heart of Gainesville, beneath the Century Tower and its joyous peal, a rhythm beats that few truly notice. Not just cicadas and frogs, but guitars strummed in dorm rooms, verses whispered onto phone recorders, and melodies carried down sidewalks. Together, the swamp sings an underground chorus of ambition, creativity, and resilience. But for many musicians at UF, the pursuit of music feels isolating.
Not many people can relate to like being a musician in that creative process.
According to the University of Florida, over 56,000 students attend UF. This number can make it seem difficult to connect with other young music makers. However, there are more out there than you think.
To put this to the test, though, here on the UF campus, we're asking students one thing. Do you make music? Yes. Okay. Well, what kind of music you make? EDM, trap,
This is Austin, professionally known as Sample God in the DJ community, meaning we're 1 for 1 so far. Overall, though, responses differed.
Do I make music?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I do not make music. Well, I don't make music, but I play guitar.
Yeah, she's getting put in, bro.
Play flute.
So I used to be a rapper back in the day. Here we go.
I feel so bad, but I'm in a rush. Sorry?
Do you make music?
I do not make music.
And I don't know what happened, but it sure don't add up on paper.
Out of the 15 people asked, 5 of them said they currently make music, have made music in the past, or currently play an instrument. That's 33%, meaning one thing.
There's communities everywhere you go. Like someone next to you is usually doing music. If you don't even know about it, they're everywhere. You just have to talk to them.
Started to bond with people just through the music that we like. You know, some guys in my class on Wednesday, you know, we all sit in the back, just kind of talk about whatever, kind of have some of the same music interests, you know, bonded over making music. And so it's kind of cool to get people who can relate and who've been where you are.
Whether in the streets of Gainesville or the classrooms right here at UF, music is everywhere. All you have to do is listen to the sound of the swamp.